Normally we have freaking the Mike Hagar theme, but this is probably a cool theme, so this is gonna be a one time only for this show. I might use it for other shows later on.
What the hell is that?
Keep listening. If you're a Sonic fan, you'll get it.
That depends. Is it the original games or the new and shitty one?
Okay, that's enough of that. That's if you remember the Starlight Zone from the original
that
Sonic
sounds like
game.
Starlight Zone.
Yeah, it was actually made by T-Lopes, the guy who does the soundtrack for Sonic Mania back in 2012.
Which I finally got.
Which version?
The Switch version.
Oh, okay.
I'm not touching that PC version.
I'm about to say the PC version is like, stay away.
Yeah, I mean, you saw Red Fox.
I didn't see. I don't know Red Fox's stream.
Oh, I'll send it to you after.
All
but
right.
yeah, a few days ago he was playing it, and the frame rate. Ooh.
Yeah, now we see why it's delayed. It probably should have stayed in the oven for another 2 weeks.
No, there was an issue with
the DRM. Yeah,
the DRM.
Yeah, here's the thing though.
Apparently you have to be online at all times to play that fucking game.
I guess Sega's looking. I guess Sega's looking into it.
Yeah, Sega said that was a mistake.
And
Sega's can I say something about that real quick?
Go ahead.
You fuck people. You wonder why people download your games. You wonder why people are so quick to crack your shit. Stop putting shit that doesn't need to be in there to prevent piracy. Because nothing you do is going to work. People are going to pirate if they really want it. You're just pissing off people that actually paid money for it.
Dude, we could literally...
Sonic Mania is actually good.
Dude, we could literally sit down to an entire episode, our DRMs.
Yeah, we literally need to make our own... We need to make a podcast that's like just everything and not just wrestling. Because there's so much...
This is what this is turning to be honest.
It has been for the last few weeks. Actually,
that's because there hasn't been shit to talk about wrestling.
Yeah, you got a point.
Hell, the image on the screen is Mayweather and Mcgreger.
Well, technically that counts because that's a combat sport, and pretty much, Yeah,
this is This has slowly turned to a combat sport podcast featuring professional wrestling.
It used to be the main feature.
By the by, remind me because there's something that I need to say that I saw through my archives that I'm surprised WrestleCrap doesn't have it listed.
Hell, send this episode to RD. He might list it afterwards.
RD is too busy basically just writing about wrestlers and fucking movies and TV now.
Oh, I was looking forward to the death of the TNA book since technically it's dead. It's no longer TNA.
Oh yeah, speaking of TNA,
by the way, RD sits there and bitches and complains. Oh well, there's nothing to write about anymore. I'm like, there's plenty of stuff to write about.
There is plenty. And
I'm going to give an example tonight, actually.
Just for a little something, I just looked up something on my Facebook, and apparently Alberto is back with GFW.
Oh, he was never told to go away.
No, he's like returning, and basically he's back from his.
So his suspension's been lifted.
No. Well, sort of. The rumor that's going around is that he is set to return in November, which is
the next set of filming.
Which is around the time Bound for Glory happens.
Mm.
So that's when the official suspension is lifting, and the rumor is that they're going to bring him back as a.
John's playing Metro in the background for people who don't know. Go ahead.
By the Vita version's buggy as hell to the point it just crashes at random, much like the WWE creative team.
Which is funny because apparently the WWE creative team can actually come up with something like Southpaw Regional Wrestling. I thought about
No,
that.
because those are the boys. No, because those are the boys who come up with that. Creative does not touch that.
Creative didn't touch that at all. That was the boys. They wrote the scripts.
That was purely the boys.
Well, then creative can go suck a nut. If the boys can actually make something better. Anyway, what the hell were we talking about? Oh yeah, wrestling. The guy that got suspended and is being brought back. The rumor is that not only is that they're not only going to bring him back, but they're going to bring him back as a heel, pissed off at the company for suspending him and stripping him of the title, which would actually make sense from a character standpoint.
Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, there's more to it than that.
Oh, goody.
I'm sure there's more to it.
No, apparently they were going to film an angle at Triple Mania that was going to lead to him having a match at Bound for Bankruptcy. But what happened is that fucking that's why Alberto's been going on a tangent about Mexico. Because apparently AAA, being the shady promotion that it is, went behind his back and traded Alberto El Patron in Mexico. So the trademark in Mexico of Alberto El Patron belongs to AAA.
So he can't use it.
No, usually I would bitch about that because, I don't like AAA at all in their practices. But considering it's Alberto, fuck him. He deserved it.
Well, actually, speaking of AAA, there is something that wasn't deserved, and I think we got to. And I think we got to talk about this.
EC3 going. Sorry, Moose going there to wrestle for Triple.
No. We got to talk about Sexy Star and Rosemary. Because I don't know if you know what happened. I certainly do, because it broke half the wrestling internet.
I'm pissed about that myself.
Well, go ahead.
Okay, when Joey Ryan makes a point about this, talking about his own move, something's fucked up. And basically, for people that don't know what happened, Sexy Star, who is the current Reina de Reinas champion in AAA, which is a whole fiasco in and of itself. See Taya Valkyrie for that one. I guess somehow got pissed at one of the wrestlers and then decided to take it out on Rosemary, nearly dislocating her arm. This is what pissed off this is basically what pissed off the boys and girls in the back.
She pretty much broke the cardinal rule of professional wrestling.
She committed the cardinal sin of professional wrestling. The other problem with that is basically not only are the boys pissed, Jarrett is pissed because of the partnership they have. Obviously, there were people that were at Triple Mania, and one of her. Fortunately, the injury is not as bad as they thought, but it was enough to the point where she could have been out for 6 to 8 weeks. It looks like it's going to be a lot less. And then Sexy Star tries to go out and says, "Oh, it's all a work. It's all a work."
Pity me, poor me. I'm the victim of cyberbullying. That's what she said.
Oh, is she doing that now too?
Wait, what?
Fucking Sexy Star's accusing people of bullying her.
You're a professional wrestler.
She could probably kick the ass of the entire IWC. But oh my fucking gosh. Cody Rhodes has basically blacklisted her. Wrestle Circus has blacklisted her.
Wrestle King, Road Dog.
Every
the top agent in WWE.
So she's pretty much not going to see a WWE contract ever.
No, she's not. I don't think she's ever going to work in Japan. They've.
So pretty much she got the Medusa treatment. She's been blackballed.
Blackballed would be one thing. Blacklisted completely from the business is another.
Damn.
Because even Medusa was able to come back.
True.
It may be under a Legends contract, and she's already doing other shit now.
But at least she actually got her.
But she got her Hall of Fame ring, and they're doing shit with her on Table for Three and all that bullshit. That's fine. This is you're not going to work here ever again because you done fucked up. This wasn't throwing a belt in the trash. This was hurting one of the boys.
Intentionally.
They did a shoot, and it wasn't like something private. This was a shoot in the middle of a performance.
Yep.
That pissed everyone off. That's shit like that shouldn't happen. I mean, we talked about there was some shit that happened on the last Wrestle Circus between Christy Janes and Rachel Ellering, but that was minor compared to the shit that Sexy Star pulled. Sexy Star is fucked. And I think the only people that will employ her is AAA. Even Vampiro has to be fucking wary of it now.
I'm gonna say probably even they are probably reconsidering it.
Well, Vampiro fucking runs fucking AAA.
Well, that's what I meant. He's probably even thinking over like, do I really want to keep this person on my roster?
I hope so. I hope he's thinking about it because he's done some pretty stupid shit. So, anyway, but that was the real big thing in terms of wrestling over the weekend. Although Monday had some pretty good shit too, but we got to talk about this fight first.
Oh yeah,
and rub it in people's faces and how bullshit it was. Yet we knew how. We knew how the fight was going to go.
I told you guys so. I knew this was going to happen. I didn't want it to happen. I want it to be wrong, but I knew this was going to happen. Now, this is not taking a single thing away from Conor McGregor to literally walk into someone else's house, and to last as long as he did, and pretty much force Floyd Money Mayweather to actually fight back. Is a testament of just how good Conor is. I think Floyd even said himself, Conor's biggest weakness was stamina because he's used to 25 minutes, where a full going the distance is 36. And go ahead, John.
Stamina was the big problem with him.
Go ahead, John. I know you want to say something.
Yeah, about the Sexy Star thing, because you moved on to it.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
You know, she wants to sit there. Her biggest thing is, I'm an abuse victim. I'm an abuse victim. All right, so by that token, that means, because I'm an abuse victim myself, and I got the shit beaten out of me from my fucking parents just because they didn't want to see me, which is a whole different can of worms. But because I'm an abuse victim, that all of a sudden makes it okay for me to beat the shit out of somebody who's helpless and who puts their trust in you.
But you're the victim.
What I hate the most about that fucking bitch is the fact of the matter that in Lucha, the biggest thing is the mask, right? It's sacred.
It's sacred to the point they bury you with it.
She feels the need to fucking sit there and unmask herself whenever she feels like it. So to me, she should be blackballed from Lucha Libre just on that alone.
I was about to say, I'm surprised she's not blackballed from Lucha Libre. Usually they have to put up a big deal for a demasking. Once you're demasked, unless special circumstances allow it, a la Rey Mysterio, you can't put your mask back on. Ever.
Remember, there was a time, dude, where fucking, one of the Triple Manias, I forget which one it is, where fucking, one the Villanos teamed up. And fucking what happened is that one of them lost his mask previously, and he had to go to the fucking the athletic commission there just to get permission to wear the mask just for one night. Because when you lose your mask in Mexico, you cannot get it back or you can be fined. Or blackballed if you wear the mask again. But this fucking bitch feels the need to just unmask herself whenever she feels like it. And nobody's supposed to say anything to her because she's a victim.
A victim of what? Hypocritical? Being a hypocrite?
Well, it's because she had a husband that beat the shit out of her once. It's okay to beat the shit out of other people.
Listen, I do not accept special abuse. If you're going to beat the shit out of your wife, you deserve to have Mike Tyson punch you, run your nuts like a speed bag. But
Ooh.
there's only so
That's
far.
that, and that's being nice.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
only so far you could take the victim card before it becomes
Exactly.
ridiculous.
That's like fucking Donald. Donald Trump is doing that. Fucking
Yeah.
saying everybody's against him, yet doing all the shit he does.
Yeah. And think, even God gave him a break with the hurricane going down Texas, which, if you're listening to this at Texas, we wish you safe passage, and hopefully things will get better for you very soon. Hopefully Trump actually sends his construction company to start rebuilding that town, but hey, that's just me if I was in the same position.
He can't. Conflict of interest.
His sons own the company. You don't think they're not one
The
phone call away?
the sons have to do it. He can't.
Hey,
Yeah.
Junior.
Other than that, that's fine. Other than that, that's fine. But he cannot, as a government official.
Okay, he cannot directly do it, but don't you think
Exactly.
he could pretty much
He can make money off of it. That's no problem. I don't have a problem.
He could put a nice hard lean on his sons to say, "Hey, you might
And by
want to
the way-
send Trump Construction to start building things. I'm probably only going to be here for 4 years, so I might want my company back. And depending on where I come back is whether you'll be a CEO or a janitor. Just saying."
By the way, I'm sure I speak for everyone in Texas and around the United States when I say fuck Joel Osteen.
He did finally open up the church.
Yeah, after
but,
he's been almost blackballed by the
every-
entire media.
Yeah, and the funny thing about that is his excuse was nobody told him to.
I'm sorry.
You're a man of God. I don't think no one should have to tell you, oh shit's going down, and I own the biggest evangelical church in the area. I should open this up for shelter because it's God's work.
You're
But
so
now-
any
now-
normal person would do that. What
Let's-
the
let's-
hell?
Let's start with this. Make sure that the place doesn't get
Well,
flooded
yeah, of
when you
course.
open it up first. Obviously safety
make
reasons
sure
and all
it's
that,
make sure it's safe and
all that. But
all
but
that.
the excuse that was given was dumb.
It was beyond dumb.
If he was turned around and said, "I didn't open it because it was unfit for it was unfit to host people," fine.
He tried. No, that's what he said at first until somebody proved him wrong.
Yeah, and so it's about as stupid as Sexy Star trying to break somebody's arm.
It's just like I said, and there's two things that go along with that. The first one is this: just remember, it took social media to fucking shame a Christian into acting like a Christian. And second of all, this goes along with what I always say. The biggest people who are the most religious or claim religion the most are usually either the biggest pieces of shit, the biggest hypocrites, or both. And I've never been proven wrong yet. Ever. Not once. That with the Nashville statement, which pretty much discriminated against everybody that's not white or straight. And I'm glad that my message of that got to more people than it usually would have this week.
There you go.
So I'm happy for that in a way, because now people are wising up to this religion crap.
I personally think the only church I belong to is the church in my heart.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't have God in your heart, what's walking into a building going to do?
Yeah, it's like I said, I'll be helping the people that your God turns away.
There you go.
But now let's get back to because religion's pretty much probably the only thing we try to keep an eye off of for various reasons. But let's go back to Mayweather McGregor.
I got a point. I don't care. I'm hooting. All you got to do is get me a dirty 30 of fucking natty lights, and I'm happy. I have been watching way too much Sex Ferguson.
I know you had a couple of grievances you wanted to throw in, John. So go ahead.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Go for it, John.
Well, first of all, that fucking piece of shit referee. Conor was literally ducking Mayweather, and the referee said, "I gotta stop the fight."
No.
So
I hate to disagree with you, but I didn't catch the whole fight. I did catch the last 30 seconds. Conor was getting tagged like freaking Mr. T was getting tagged at the end of Rocky 3. He wasn't going to fall down, but let me put it like this. I said this to Will a couple of nights ago. The referee is used to dealing with boxing matches, and when you're getting tagged up like that, he's going to think, okay, my job is to go in there and protect the fighter, because the fighter isn't going to fall down, nor he's going to say I quit, so I have to stop this match. If it was someone who's more used to UFC, he would have saw that Conor was fine, and what Floyd was doing to him wasn't going to really affect him and let the fight go on. So that's pretty much the thing with the ref as far as the end of the match. He's used to boxers of which, once they start getting tagged up like that, there's no way that they're pretty much endangering their own lives at that point.
The other thing about that, and I've seen this argument on Twitter before. Tara LaRosa would agree with you, John. Let them fight until someone gets the knockout.
Yeah, same thing.
It wasn't even a fucking knockdown.
No,
it was a technical knockout. It was a TKO.
It was a TKO. Ref stopped the fight, and yeah, I agree with you. They should have kept going until either the end of the 12th round or the fight, or someone got knocked the f out. But I'm just saying what the referee. I'm just playing devil's advocate for the referee.
And I will actually agree with the referee's decision. Here's why. If you are getting tagged 15 million times to New Jersey, in your head, in the 10th round, where Mayweather is now being consistent with his punches, a knockout will not just knock him out. It will probably give him a concussion.
So
the reason
he gets a concussion.
He gets a concussion. He's out a year to recover from a concussion, and he still has commitments with the UFC.
So that's the problem with boxing now. There's too many of these pussy fights now.
Well,
or it could also lead to somebody, I don't know, dead.
Yeah, that is true. The other problem you don't look at is the reason a referee has to act like this, because remember, people have died in the ring. No one's died in a UFC match yet.
I remember watching it. That fucking Korean guy when Ray Mancini beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, so referees have to make sure, oh my God, I don't want that to happen, especially on my watch.
And that happened in Canada, didn't it?
And also, how is it that every time Conor had a fucking advantage and was beating the shit out of Floyd, that fucking spook referee decided to get in? Stop it! That's enough! He's protecting Floyd. Like he always does.
Well, like I said, I didn't see the whole fight, so that could be debatable.
Yeah.
Yeah, referees should have just let them fight instead of breaking them up every 2 seconds. Oh, stop!
Was he getting grabbed?
No, he was literally Floyd tried to fucking grab him, and fucking Mcgreger kept reversing him on that.
Sounds a little suspicious.
Yeah.
I'd have to see it.
But now this isn't giving anything from Conor, because those first 4 or 5 rounds, Mayweather was getting his ass kicked. Let's just admit that right now.
Yeah, I agree.
Like one of those uppercuts, I'm surprised Mayweather actually stood up, kept standing after that. That would put down most men, even in the UFC.
Mm-hmm.
It did. That's why he got the fight.
Well, you know what I mean. No matter the fact that Mayweather stood up to it was impressive. I was trying to say. Yeah. So the money match is over.
He still ran like a little bitch, just not as much as usual.
Well, that's because Mcgreger wasn't having it. Remember, this is the guy whose first official professional fight in the box and WBC or whatever federation's holding it, and he forced Floyd Mayweather to fight back
for quite a while, and it's one of those things that, again, we should all be looking at how. Let's just look at how Conor actually made Mayweather actually fight for as long as he did. He may have lost, but damn, did he actually put in some work to actually.
And by the
do what
way,
he
I
did.
I have a name for that fucking. How ironic is it to shove in our fucking faces that they're making all this fucking money by having this belt called the douchebag belt? With Italian leather and fucking diamonds and gold, and it's not even a real championship belt because it's never going to be defended.
I'll put it in the words of Voldemort. That's the Floyd Mayweather retirement belt, because you'll never see that SOB again in the ring.
Nope, it's all because.
Especially since if Conor can hang with him for that long, the young lions out there, they're probably just waiting for opportunity. They probably have Floyd Mayweather's number on what you may call it.
Yeah, he'll just retire the belt.
Yeah, he already said he's retiring. Because
Again.
I'll tell you that much.
Because if a young lion tries to fight him, Floyd's not going to make 51.
Nope.
Nope, and I'll be honest, for Floyd to retire on fight number 50, I'll be honest, having an even number like that, it's like, damn, that's going to look good on your record. I mean, I want to go on top.
Like Mayweather, I would charge him and beat the shit out of him.
Say what?
Who wouldn't?
I get one punch for every hit that he gave his spouses.
And of course, I think who here posted something here that was like, if like they were actually to get charged for every landed punch, someone said like Mayweather would actually put forth some effort to actually fight in the ring. I forgot who said that. I think
like $1 million per punch. Go.
no. It was actually like $10,000 per punch, and they said if it's a one punch knockout, you win the jackpot. You win both pots. You win both purses.
Mm.
Like I swear,
you should win both purses, and the One Punch Man anime theme should play in the background.
There you go.
What punch? Just had that play next show. It's like, if I heard that happen, I go, fuck yeah!
Hey, I'm surprised no boxers come into the ring for that yet.
Just once, someone was
Mike Tyson said it the best. He said these men aren't killers anymore. When we were
They're
going,
businessmen.
they're killers. Yeah.
Yeah, back in the day, they actually fought to like win. Now it's like, if I lose, I'll get
They
money.
literally go in there and try to beat the out of each other until someone stops moving. And you can say that for Tyson, for Holyfield, for Foreman.
No, you guys don't understand how fucking bad it was when we were growing up, man. It got so fucking bad that I forget who the hell Tyson fought, but it was literally a pay-per-round system. The price of the pay-per-view was how many rounds it went. And then it basically was like one amount for each round.
You do realize Will is pretty much the same age range we are, right, John?
Yeah. In fact, I believe I'm older than you, John.
But still, it was fucking bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tyson
fight. Knocks that nigga out in one round. Man, I can't pay $300.
Tyson fights at least during his prime wasn't a matter of if he was going to knock the shit out of his opponent, but when and how brutal.
Mm-hmm.
It's only recently I found videos that actually broke down two of Tyson's signature punches. Like
what? Ow and really ow?
his leaping punch and his turn up and his specific uppercut.
Mm.
You know, the fact that instead of he uses pretty much more of his hips to throw his uppercuts, and therefore even if you do a traditional guard, it ain't gonna work. He'll just literally cut right through it.
You mean back then he was using really, really good fucking technique along with his strength to beat the shit out of you?
Well, he had a legendary manager. I think Customo made Tyson a demigod.
Yeah.
It was Don King and Robert
Yeah,
Gibbons
he
that
didn't run around the ring like a little bitch like Floyd Mayweather did.
say again.
He didn't also run around the ring like a little bitch like Floyd Mayweather did.
That is true. But he didn't have to. He just ducked and weaved any punches his opponent through.
And
Mayweather does is sissy slap enough for the fucking punch to count as a point.
Well, that brings up Tyson's point. He's not a killer. He's a businessman. He's not trying to knock out his opponent. He's trying to get just enough points to be considered a win.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. I was discussing this with someone. Somebody I knew actually tried to compare fucking Floyd Mayweather to Ric Flair. And her fucking thing was, oh, well, you pay to see Floyd get his ass kicked. I'm like, yeah, but the difference between Floyd Mayweather and Ric Flair is that Ric Flair knew when to take a dive once in a while. I mean, you don't become a 16-time world champion by just, being undefeated.
Well, then there should be. Then there it is. There's the way to make Floyd Mayweather take a dive.
Well,
You have the next. What you have to do is you have to annex Puerto Rico, and then you have a native Puerto Rican take on Floyd Mayweather. Because if Floyd Mayweather wins, he's dead. And I do mean dead. Have you heard the story?
We know!
Talking about Roddy Piper pissing off the Puerto Ricans?
We know!
I might have missed the story, but give it a clip notes.
Let's see. What was it? Someone comes out, carried the Puerto Rican flag. It's already sold out. I got to draw money. Dude, it's sold out. We're not coming back. He throws out. There he is. He's carrying the American flag. He's slapping some people along the way. He's being a heel. Somehow Roddy gets involved. This is the Ric Flair Cliff's Notes. This is my Cliff's Notes of the Ric Flair Cliff's Notes. Somehow Roddy gets involved. Militia, guns. 5 hours later, at 3:00 in the morning, they're being taken out in an armored car to back.
Wow, that bad.
Oh, wrestling back then, heels had to actually fear for their lives. We already told you the story about how Slaughter and his family had to relocate when he was a heel.
Yeah,
you had times where the heels had to be taken. You had the times where the heels had to be escorted out by police. Even in the 90s, we had people believing that Farouk, and I told you this with the Nation Domination Table for Three, that Farouk and company was actually representing the Nation of Islam.
Oh,
to the point where they had to have police protection. They had to arrange for police protection. And I know I said this story already on the show, but it still bears reminding how Farouk had to came into a hotel in full Farouk gear, Ron Simmons, and while the Nation of Islam was having a meeting. So they thought so they're like, "Oh, brother, can you say a few words?" "Oh, sure, I'll be back in a few minutes." Went to the phone. "Hey, John, get me the fuck out of here now."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sergeant Slaughter had the same problem when he was the Iraqi sympathizer.
I'm pretty sure Sheiky Baby had a few run-ins.
Sheiky Baby, I'm sure. He was so, but him. Well, he also.
Sheiky Baby can also whoop half the people's asses. So
yeah, but Sheiky Baby also blackballed himself after getting caught with the coke and hacksaw.
Yep.
But still, and we all love Sheiky Baby, but that was a dumbass move. But
at least it did more for foreign relations back then. It was a full 2 years before the wall came down, and yet you had a U.S. and a Soviet, U.S. and Iran in the car together smoking a joint, which proves that marijuana can bring anybody together.
Yeah, well, I think I said if I ever ran for president, that would be the first thing I legalize.
Yeah. But oh man, and shit. And of course there's the other story with Flair, which was what was it? Oh yeah, there's this other time where Roddy and I were flying out from Tokyo. We had just been in Japan. Let me put it this another way. This was the only time that Japan let Roddy Piper in one time.
Uh-oh.
And then they flew all the way from Tokyo to Chicago. No, they flew and drank all the way from Tokyo to Chicago.
Oh boy, that must have been lovely.
I don't remember the rest of it, but for those of you that want to hear the stories of Ric Flair and Roddy Piper, watch the 2005 WWE Hall of Fame. Oh my gosh, the stories. And that's the one where they brought back the Hall of Fame again after like a nearly 10-year absence, because it was 94, 96. And then
No.
2004 was the one that they did.
Yeah, no.
It's 2004. 2005 was afterwards. And 2005 was pretty much WrestleMania 1, the WrestleMania 1 of
Yeah, pretty much.
inductees, because it was Piper, Volkov, Sheiky Baby, Paul Orndorff, Jimmy Hart, Cowboy Bob Orton, and Hulk Hogan. I think there was one. There may or may not have been one other guy in there that I can't remember off the top of my head. I think I got them all though.
Oh, I just forgot. A quick note of a rumor. Now that we're talking about the Hall of Fame, it's rumored that Batista might be in the Hall of Fame coming Hall of Fame class.
And
Vince is desperate for attention.
And
So-
he might be, and the problem with that is he might be the headliner.
That's the problem
That's
right
the
there.
problem. And we know why he's doing it because of the Guardians of the Galaxy movies and his role in James Bond, but still.
And but here's the thing. Apparently he is open to others being the headliner, like say for instance, I don't know, The Undertaker. So hopefully good taste will prevail.
Hopefully.
Yes, I mean we got so many people that that I feel have better deserving chances to go in than Batista, because if Batista shows up, oh, we're gonna see Batista all over again.
Especially if he's the headliner.
Exactly. If that happens, people will boycott WrestleMania.
Well, they'll
They'll be like-
boycott. They'll probably boycott the Hall of Fame. I don't think they'll boycott WrestleMania.
Well, it depends on how the WrestleMania match looks up. But anyway, it's one of those things that I really, really, really hope that Vince is not that stupid. But of course, this is Vince McMahon we're talking about, and he's desperate for attention.
I don't know if he's desperate for attention, but it's definitely a good business move.
It is a good business move, but it's a stupid move because
I will
You gotta-
say this. And I hope in a way that it's true. That this
Oh no.
do tell, John. Do tell. I want to hear.
because I think it's time for douchebag Dave to come to a reasonable conclusion.
You mean he's finally stepping down after all these years?
I think the only way to do that is to actually write the most offensive thing probably ever going to be written.
Oh,
In other words,
Over every
something
single person.
in other words, something that the current YouTube system is going to use as a benchmark for their
Yeah, pretty much.
for their pretty much what the fuck,
new monetization system.
yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
We're gonna-
Don't say this.
This video is pretty much everything you need to not do in order to be monetized and not blackballed from YouTube.
The
I
only
mean, I might have to go on the fucking evening news with how offensive this might be.
John, if you ever go to the evening news and actually went national, I will laugh my ass off and I will say congratulations.
You
John.
do realize we'll have to post that on the freaking Daily Motion channel, because whenever you say it, YouTube's gonna black that thing out. It's never gonna see air. At least not
It's
for
to the
long.
point- It's to the point where I might actually have to do some research on what slurs I haven't said on this program.
Oh no! Oh,
So that's going to be on the Daily Motion channel because there's no way that's going to stick up on YouTube. Even if we put it on the channel, even if it doesn't violate any copyrights, it's going to get blacklisted and put into what one person called the YouTube gulag, where it will never see air.
That's gonna be
this is it was even worse. We streamed this to Twitch. Oh gosh, we gonna have a new benchmark for Twitch.
I don't think Twitch cares as much.
Are you gonna hear a fucking bunch of people on YouTube and Twitch going, "What are these words? I've never heard these before."
Why do you think we're putting it on Daily Motion?
Shit.
Twitch
They're
is
gonna go to their.
Twitch
It's
is
gonna be so bad.
Twitch
They're
is
gonna go
what-
to their fucking.
the Twitch
It's
is
gonna be
one thing. We
so-
got about a maximum of 5 people that watch us, and the video goes off the air after 2 weeks, unless I hard save it.
It's gonna
Which
be
is-
so bad that they're gonna look to their these young kids are gonna look to their grandparents and go, "What does these words mean?"
Jeez.
Listen,
Oh god.
John, when you do that, I want Ty to make a hard copy, or I will download it and I will keep it for posterity's sake. Because I want to keep this thing around and just to
Like,
put this as
Grandpa-
an example.
It's like, "Grandpa, what's a gollywog? What's a spear sucker?"
I'm pretty sure it's about time we actually get to actual professional wrestling. For
When do we get to actual professional wrestling? Speaking of people that don't know how to talk eloquently, how is that Roman Reigns promo
oh
going?
god.
Wow.
If you want to see
Grandpa,
if you want
Grandpa,
to
what's
see
boot lip mean?
if you want to see a murder on live television, and don't get me wrong, the rest of Raw was all right. We finally see for some odd reason they decided to give the bank back to. Well, okay, I know the reason they gave it back to Alexa Bliss, which asked me the question of why she dropped the belt in the first place. But this finally set up the Nia Jax face turn. But let's just get to the promo. Has anyone watched a live murder on television?
That didn't involve actual violence.
Now, let's start this off with this. First of all, yes, this was a work shoot. Yes, John Cena was very responsible for writing all the things. So obviously they agreed on everything that was going on, but it was definitely a live murder of what everyone has been thinking about for the past however many years.
At least
3
5.
years?
At least 5 for
that
Roman.
Reigns has been on the top.
3.
Definitely,
And-
honestly, 3.
And oh gosh, there was one line that did have creative liberties, which was the point where Roman started to forget his point,
Yeah, his
And
second
Cena's-
point.
and Cena came out and said, "Hey, it's promo. You got to learn it.
And-
It's a pro.
and-
It's called promo. You got to learn how to do it. Fourth wall broken. Why the hell not?"
Go ahead, John.
Oh, yeah. By the way, there's a few stories about that. Actually,
Oh, I'm sure, but apparently
Fucking-
that
no.
partic-
Listen. Go ahead.
that particular line was apparently so off script that it was taken off of it was cut out of the YouTube version of the promo.
Now, apparently WWE has uploaded the entire promo. I didn't get a chance to see it yet to see if that line's still cut.
I have actually found someone who actually put the entire segment on, and it was 15 minutes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
That segment went up. That whole segment went up almost as soon as Raw, before Raw even went off the air.
Yeah.
I'm just saying
I watched
WWE officially put it up on their YouTube channel, complete.
No, but what happened was apparently fucking the whole plan was for fucking Cena and Reigns to actually be at Survivor Series and to
Yeah.
last the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Because apparently Mr. Lesnar's decided that he's not going to defend the belt for the rest of the year after No Mercy, which means he's going to miss Survivor Series.
Yeah.
But what happened is that fucking Cena literally went to fucking, Creative and Brass the day of Raw this past Monday and said, "Hey guys, I'm shooting Bumblebee. They don't want me to take any bumps." So basically, Cena's going to now that fucks up everything because now Cena's going to be unavailable for the whole year, for the rest of the year. So that's why they pushed the Cena Reigns match for No Mercy.
Yep.
And now apparently the plans are for when Mr. Cena's John Anthony Felix Cena decides to come back, is he's going to beat Jinder Mahal and win the WWE Championship.
Well, that's
So
going
now
to be that's going to be at least a good 6 months
Yeah.
because Bumblebee is a movie, right? It's not a.
It's a movie.
Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing about that. I pray. I don't think that's going to happen, but I pray and hope. And this is a joke, but it was a great joke if it would actually happen. If fucking John Cena were cast as Mirage.
And just as a side note, I did just recently check WWE's upload. They do have the John Cena line where he poked at Roman Reigns for forgetting his lines.
Yeah, they actually put the whole
So
thing.
it's completely uncut.
Okay, it's completely uncut. Okay.
I just can't believe actually they put the whole thing on there to begin with.
But that's,
I think they got the hint because they've been doing that for certain promos that fans really attract to because it figured, hey, if these people are getting thousands of views, we might as well put it up and take advantage of it. It's our product after all.
It is, and
because they did have a couple of the Miz promos when he went off on Cena.
Oh, there's that. Yeah.
Go ahead, John.
no, I just farted. Oh,
Oh.
right for the air conditioner too.
Well, glad I'm not there.
But anyway, that's what happens with fucking WWE's over reliance on people, from their past rather than newer stars. I mean, you have a whole roster of stars. Cena's not going to be there. Why don't you push somebody else?
Oh, you mean like Kevin Owens?
I think the problem is, I think Cena tried to hint Cena tried to hint it in his promo. The reason why he's not outright retired because no one could actually get. He believes, or at least WWE believes, no one could get to his level to carry the company and go the long haul.
Well, it's because they haven't even tried.
Yeah, they are trying. Unfortunately, his name is Roman Reigns.
Well, yeah, exactly. But
Roman's not going over. There needs to be somebody else.
Well, yeah, but I mean that's the problem. I mean, they've had. Let's put it this way: the scope of the fucking industry has changed.
Yeah, quite a bit over the last few years.
The big monster baby face, whatever the hell that is, doesn't work the way it used to. Roman also doesn't work in the same way because and I hate to say this about him, at least in terms of his current character, he's bland as fuck.
He is.
He's bland as fuck, and he's a lot better. He's a lot better than that, I think. But he needs to be built to that level, and he's not there. I mean, it's like what Cena said. You took the U.S. title as a demotion, and it was a fucking demotion because he had to because people weren't on him, and people still aren't. And and that's now a problem because the audience is now conditioned to not like Roman Reigns.
And I'll add another thing and throw in a little football since I did say we're going to talk about it last weekend. We probably will later on. The team I like is the Jets, and I know it's going to be a garbage fire this season, but I understand why. We got a bunch of new talent for the offense. So, of course, the first year of rebuilding is destruction. So, we have a bunch of new kids. They're going to get absolutely destroyed this season. But that's what you do. You get new talent to eventually replace the old talent. And here's the problem with WWE. They can't find a young person that can step up to that level. Think about the people that are able to keep up with Cena. Miz, but he's been in the company for about 12 years. AJ Styles, he's at the tail end of his career. Brock Lesnar, he's part-timer. Who else? Shinsuke Nakamura, tail end of his career. So the only people that can keep up with Cena are people that's been around for years and years. You can't find someone that's been around for 5 years anymore and bring them up to a championship level. And when you do, you get the Roman Reigns. You get someone like Roman Reigns. Probably should have spent a little more time in the development center working on promos, but unfortunately we lost the great Dusty Rhodes, so who knows who could fill in that spot for teaching the kids how to cut a proper promo.
Well, they do have HBK.
True. But here's the thing about that also, and it goes into the beach ball issue.
Yes, the beach ball.
And I'm not talking about the beach ball specifically.
No, it's the meaning behind it.
It's that the fans want their say. Now it does, and the problem particularly with the Northeast, which is not exactly the most ruly area to begin with.
You might as well just say the Northeast and Europe, because that's pretty much interchangeable now.
True, but
yeah.
Europe's always going to be a little different no matter what you do.
You know, there's another word for those fucking fans.
Marks?
Called faggots.
Go ahead.
Fucking.
And by the way, while we're speaking on that, hold on a second. While we're speaking on that, let me pull up Facebook here.
Do I have to put up IWC Bob on the screen?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Because speaking of the fans, they were bitching. First of all, Okada's a number one on the PWI 500.
Yes, I did see that.
But the fans are bitching that Roman Reigns got a spot over Kenny Omega.
What?
What?
Okay.
Okay.
I can understand.
We understand why people don't like Roman Reigns, but even in his current character, he's still better than Kenny Omega.
Yeah, but the fans are bitching about that. Apparently.
Well, yeah, because again, that actually ties into my point. Go on, why don't you finish off what you were saying? But it does tie into my point.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to read what Lewis says since he can't be on the show tonight, and I know there's going to be more coming, hopefully over the weekend. Here's the conversation we had. First of all, Lewis basically, I'm going to read what Lewis said on a group. When the fans bitched, you realize without the 80s and late 90s boom of WWE, you wouldn't be able to watch your precious indie darlings. And the guy said, yeah, and WWE was good until 2005, and technically GFW, New Japan, and AAA aren't indies. Lewis replied, compared to WWE, GFW is a fucking joke. New Japan and AAA, respectively, are not on the same worldwide level as WWE. As shit as the current product is, I won't argue that. WWE is still number one. To which I replied, if GFW and New Japan and AAA are so big, why do they all want to come to WWE?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you got some people that say they want to go to Japan, but they also eventually say they want a WWE run. No one says they want to go to AAA or GFW. Hell, even when WCW was around, no one said my ultimate goal is WCW. It was WWE. I see here. Yeah. This is where Lewis's rant began.
Oh no!
Oh God!
Oh gosh! So wait. John was the voice of reason here.
Yes.
Oh God!
Oh God! Let's not forget that. Remember, Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles came from New Japan, where they were making bank before it came into WWE. So there you go.
Where they're making more bank.
Yeah, and the fact is, John, are you sure you're not an alternate version of yourself right now? Because this
No. No.
You never heard Lewis when he's actually angry on this show. So
good point. I never actually heard Lou.
I actually think that I'm going to try to get him on like a smaller on the. I'm going to try to do a Blazing Cactus show this weekend. So this way I can finally, because he was like, I'm so fucking. He's like,
he needs an outlet.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, I'm so fired up." He's like, "I wish I could do the show tonight." But anyway, Okada carried him in 3 matches, and Omega is the best. Fucking ridiculous. Fucking people piss me off so much. Never worked a fucking match, and you're gonna tell me something? Fuck you. Having my peers tell me the biz needs more guys like me, while these fags are tongue kissing men's assholes. That's literally Lewis's statement.
That's it.
He's like, I wish I could do the show. I'm in rare form right now.
So do us. Like, I want to hear. Lou needs to talk. I want to hear him rant about this so bad.
Jeez. Me too. And I'm going to fucking show him.
He's removed from this now, so.
I'm going to show them. Yeah, and I'm going to show him the message. This way I can get him worked up again. So hopefully he'll remember and actually do the show this weekend. Because he's only over here He's only over here really Saturdays and maybe Sunday because his work schedule. Damn. No, I'm sorry. Saturday works the afternoon. That's right. So he's only here really Sunday. So that's only the only day I can get him here. But we got to do that fucking show.
I'm still mentally on the fact that these people said, and we rag on the Roman Reigns character, not the person, the character of Roman Reigns, plenty of times on the show.
Yes,
but if you still compare them to Omega, I still take Roman, because at least he's not. What's the word I'm trying to look for? He's not as cringeworthy as Omega could get.
And
fucking Roman Reigns is actually entertaining.
Yeah.
And by the way, if your Mark's got something to say about it, come see me.
Send your hate mail to.
Send your hate mail to John Silva, care of State of New Jersey.
Hey, brother, it's Johnny Blaze. You can't.
You're not in character. You're not in character right now.
I'm
not doing a shoot interview.
No. You want a good shoot interview? Watch fucking Sex Ferguson. Holy shit.
Never heard of the prick.
Well, you might have heard his partner,
I will have to explain Sex Ferguson to you later off air. I might do it on air.
By the way, I just noticed something. I'm eating Skittles, and every single one of these colors has been a John Cena shirt at one point.
Yeah.
So that's where John Cena gets his shirt colors from. But yeah,
so if you have John Cena shirts, you can literally taste the rainbow.
So yeah, unfortunately, another problem with the current wrestling industry is the fans.
Yeah, and
my god, the fucking I can't even call them fans anymore. They're fucking faggots.
Well,
pretentious assholes.
Despite John's liberal use of the language that Nikki Cross accidentally used on NXT at one point, and she did. She actually did use that word at the fans, and then realized what she said and went, "Oh shit!" She basically turned into a Scotsman, is what she did, to respond to the fans that did not like the match at the time, or something like that. But oh gosh, just the I said this when I was at Bar Wrestling 3. The constant use of the word trash or garbage, how people should not be booked, how people should do this and do this and do this, and
it's the worst. It's the worst form of armchair quarterback syndrome in the world.
Yeah, armchair quarterbacking, backseat driving, and mind you, we have a section on here that I started the fucking booking toilet because I could shit out better angles than half of the shit that comes on television.
Wait a minute.
Oh no.
There's an announcement I need to make, by the way.
What's that?
Oh.
Where is it? God damn it. I need to send Ty a picture.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
God damn it.
Let me clear off a space on the queue.
Apparently, at Toys R Us now, You can actually buy the booking toilet.
Oh,
Wait,
that,
wait.
yeah.
But send me the
yeah.
picture anyway, because I don't have it on me
Yeah.
right away.
I remember that. That was actually funny.
God damn it, work.
I think I'll just go to Facebook real quick while you try to get this to work.
Oh, your timing,
There we
John,
go.
is perfect.
Right. There we go.
He just wanted to make sure that it sprayed in his face. Anyway.
But yeah, they actually have booking toilet, the game.
Yes, I saw that. That was actually hilarious.
There we go.
I already got the picture.
Still, whatever. Maybe this one's a little better. But
So we got the actual booking. So literally, I have a booking toilet in my house now.
And there it is.
So, yeah.
Yes, I saw that.
And mind you, like I say, we come up with this shit all the time. We joke about coming out with stuff over 15 seconds, and we come out with better angles. I remember, like I said last week, in another forum that I was with, we were trying to figure out how to actually book a Southpaw Regional Wrestling show. To actually have wrestling in it, even though everything is just the promos and bullshit like that. But the fans, the marks, the whatevers, it's one of the reasons why Cornette is actually still fucking relevant.
Mm-hmm.
And mind you, Brian Zane today did have a point that the reason why you can't go back to the way things were because of the way the industry changes. That just happens.
Yeah, I think I was saying last week that if Vince Russo tried the Attitude Era today, it'll implode within the first 2 weeks.
Yeah, and so I mean, it's the same. It's the same with anything else. So you can't have the territory system again. You can't have all this other stuff.
You can't have the Attitude Era or ECW. You can't have Ruthless Aggression anymore. That will implode nowadays.
And as much as I am a nearly certified Jim Cornette apologist, you cannot have Smoky Mountain Wrestling again. You just can't. You just can't. You can evolve ideas that have been used before, but
there is the 7-year rule in wrestling. But go ahead.
But you can't try to go backwards and try to have it work because there is an evolution of the business that has happened. How far back are we talking about the good old days, as Zane said? Are we talking about Attitude Era? Are we talking about the Golden Age with Hogan? Are we talking the territory days? Are we going all the way back to Gorgeous George?
Are you talking about that episode with the American Wrestling Federation?
Yeah.
I just seen that today.
Yeah, I mean, as he said, Carl Gotch was complaining about that new upstart Harley Race killing the business. Harley fucking Race, seven-time NWA champion, in the beginning was apparently killing the business. It's an evolution of the business. There are parts that we're going to be drag kicking and screaming into that we're not going to like. Omega is one of those. The Bucks are one of those. And we're going to smash on them until the day they get out of the business. But still, it's
you can't bring in a new generation of fans without adding some fresh meat to the bone.
Right. And they were trying to push people that weren't Roman Reigns at one point to be champion. Finn Balor was an example. But he had that freak fucking accident with his shoulder. And that, I mean, and even though he got injured, that was a freaky accident, real freaky accident. Shit like that shouldn't have happened, and it did. Having the shoulder separate or whatever it was, the way it did, taking out everything that it did. I mean, it derailed Finn Balor's big push.
Yeah.
But But look what they did with that. They did it with Kevin Owens, and look at what they did. With it, Owens
He like
took that Universal title and ran with it.
Oh man.
Okay, John.
Yeah. I just remembered something going through my Facebook. Fucking, there's literally like 5 games for the Switch coming out this month. 3 of which I basically have pre-ordered. So my wallet's gonna get fucked in the ass more than all the people that ordered the Mayweather. Oh shit! I forgot I ordered that too.
He almost had a punchline there, folks.
Almost.
I also ordered that too.
And then you remembered. Wait, I'm part of the punchline. Fuck.
I didn't order the fight.
Then again, I just reserved the Galaxy Note. Well, I have no choice but to get a new phone because the crack on my phone's getting worse. And now the volume switch is fucking up. I can't even trade my old phone to get the Galaxy Note 8. I gotta pay the $80 fee.
Yeah, Lewis has to get one too.
Because the guy straight up told me, like, listen, you either pay $80 when it comes out, or they're gonna hit you with a very high refurb fee. I'm like, yeah, I'll take the $80.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, but yeah.
And that was like the last day I could get the deal where they had it. They said, hey, if you're a Samsung customer, we shave off $200 off the price.
There you go.
Well, I basically had to pay $99 for the fucking VR bundle. So there's that.
What else happened in wrestling?
Well, there was some sort of a weird tournament going on. I don't know. I forget what it was. You know, something involving a whole bunch of women wrestling. I think the main star was Debbie Desperado, who just busted out in the scene for. No, wait, that's Southpaw. No, the Mae Young Classic happened.
Yeah,
the first of 4 episodes have aired, and
so that means John can release 1/4 of his spoilers.
Yes.
What?
For the Mae Young Classic.
Well, technically half. Well, technically only half because they've only filled they've already done the prelims and the quarters.
Mm-hmm.
So the semis and then the final are later. So I guess it would be half their spoilers.
Well, actually, 2/3. Remember, the finals are live.
Right.
Well, all I got is 4 words for that Mae Young Classic.
What's that?
Oh no.
Shayna Baszler carries in.
No shit. No shit. That match was short.
I may or may not have spoiled the fucking tournament.
Well, fucking, and the bad part is Kairi just, I can't get behind her. I can't get behind Kairi Sane. I can't get behind her. I don't know what it is. It's like, oh, I was a yachter and I do all this and I do this crazy elbow. I'm sorry. She looks like she's watched too much One Piece.
It probably was.
And I'm like, I can't get behind the character. I just can't. I don't know what it is. Just something just turns me off about it. It's not like I can understand characters looking ridiculous, but this was just like, what? It's the One Piece, and you've got the fucking half-assed Pirates of the Caribbean music. It was just, I can't get behind her. I just can't. I can't get behind her.
What do you mean?
Jazzy Gabbert had a fantastic match. You know what makes me want to do?
What?
I'm going to Bar Wrestling 4. Tessa Blanchard is going to show up there, and I'm going to give the speech that Luna gave to Owen. Basically, hey, you did a real good job carrying that match.
Psst.
Because Blanchard looked fantastic in that match.
She should have been in the finals at least.
I agree. They fucked up that bracket for Tessa. Now it could be that she doesn't want to be there, and that may be the only reason why.
Similar to what they did with the Cruiserweight Classic.
Similar to what they did with the Cruiserweight Classic. Someone someone did that. There was some stuff going on with that.
There's a safe chance, at least in my opinion, because I know they haven't announced it, but the winner of this is probably going to be the new NXT Women's Champion, or at least get a number one
around actually,
or at least get a number one contender shots.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with that. And seeing Shayna go up against Kairi Sane, fuck. Who wouldn't predict that? Shayna's got a lot of power behind her. She doesn't need the people that she has. But she has the friends that she has. And whether Kairi, if Shayna, if it is Kairi and Shayna at the end, and Shayna wins, that's fine. I'm happy with that. I'd be happy with that. I'd be so happy for her. She's that good. I've seen her wrestle live twice. She's good at what she does. The problem that we have is that Shayna, unfortunately, always have the shadow of Ronda, be in the shadow of Ronda Rousey.
And there's a rumor that Ronda is training to become a professional wrestling soon.
Training with the Brian Kendrick. And it sucks because Shayna deserves a good WWE run. I think she deserves a WrestleMania moment. She's that good. I think she's that good. And that is fucking loud.
You okay, John?
Are you?
Yeah, I'm just checking out something for Lewis.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Just wants to trade in his phone, so.
What, for the Note 8?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's really unfortunate that the kind of the business situation that she's in, which is sad because I like her. She's a good person. I've met her a couple times. She's cool beans. She's really cool beans. But it's the business situation that she's stuck in, and she didn't need the help. She doesn't want the help. She was trained by Barnett, and because of that, she was also trained by Billy Robinson before he died. But now, because she's in the position that she's in, from a business standpoint, I hate to see where they're going with this, and it's unfortunate. I wish the best for her. I really do. But I see Kairi going over. They're pushing her to the moon. I can't get behind her. I can't get behind Kairi. I'd rather see Tessa than Kairi. I'd love to see Tessa versus Rachel Ellering again in a WWE setting. Excuse me, Rachel Evers. I'd love to see Tessa versus somebody else. Jazzy Gabbert hopefully will still be there. Who did Bianca? What's her name? Take on? That was a good match. Now it's almost unbearable.
I'm trying to see if I could fix this.
And it honestly sounds like John's taking a crap.
No, I'm still on the phone.
Oh, I know that, but the anyway.
I'm in front of the air conditioner too.
Oh yeah, I know, and it's loud. It's being focused into the microphone until you talk over it, and then it stops for a while. But I did like the tournament. Although it did take 3 episodes before JR started paying attention to to be fair, it was brought on. It was brought on. She went into the hip attack several times. which to me are not hip attacks. I call them butt drop kicks because you're ramming somebody's ass into somebody's face.
Psst.
But still, it's like, all right, JR, we know. You can't be JR. I mean, at least it's a lower body part. At least it's.
John, you all right over there?
Yeah, I'm done. I had to give Lewis the message for the total for the phone.
Okay.
Why, you hear something that I don't hear?
No, it's that the air conditioning when it comes over the microphone gets amplified, and it amplifies over our voices.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah,
because I can't turn it off because it's a central air.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I think it just depends on how close you are to the vent.
Well, I'm literally sitting on the bed and the air conditioner's later like 2 feet away.
And unfortunately, at least on Skype, I can't temporarily mute your sound quality for some reason.
Well, it's
We
Skype.
really, we really got to move to a Discord one of these days.
What the hell is Discord?
It's a service like this, but way better.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
We'll talk about that later.
We'll talk about it off air. But overall, I like the Mae Young Classic. I watched it in the morning and binged all 4 episodes. Like I say, there's some real good standout stars there. I don't think anyone's had the Cedric Alexander moment.
Oh, that breakout! Oh my God! Why hasn't this guy get hired yet? Moment.
Yeah, but
we still have a couple more weeks.
Yeah, but I get the feeling that people are going to look that despite the people not going nuts over it, The Office is definitely
looking, yeah.
And they need to, because I am sorry, I am so tired of hearing about the fucking Australians.
What?
From NXT.
I want those other Australians, and then I want Tony Storm to go in there and beat the shit out of both of them.
Well, one of them's Enzo's girlfriend, isn't he? Isn't she?
No, Enzo's with Liv Morgan.
Oh.
Enzo's with the Jersey girl that has about as much talent as that.
Anyway, probably last as long at this rate. But
fucking basically what they've got going for these two Australians, it's Peyton Royce and Billy Kay. Billy Kay, who has the worst fucking.
And by the way, has more talent than fucking Enzo ever has.
Well, that's not saying much.
That's not saying much. Unfortunately, at least from his first 205 match live that I did catch on Raw, he got Noam Dar pretty much exposed his ass.
Yeah. So we got.
And by the way, I know we're still on the Mae Young Classic, but I need to say this. It is nice that for fucking that now they're basically making Enzo what he is in real life, a fucking douchebag.
Yeah.
So
well,
kudos to whoever's booking that. Because you're literally made Enzo a fucking douchebag, much like he is in real life.
And there you go.
Well, good job.
Well, you can't blame him for lack of accuracy.
Nope. Just oh god, no. The Mae Young was good. They need to bring in more women because they, with Asuka out, with Ember Moon probably going to be called up.
No, she is being called up.
With
Ember Moon.
Yeah.
Oh, Ember Moon, sorry. I thought you were talking.
No, yeah, Asuka's definitely getting called up.
Asuka's definitely getting called up.
In fact, next week's probably going to be the last week of NXT, which will officially enter title reign.
Yeah.
Please, Asuka, please murder some of these bitches.
Well, I've been saying for months that the second she gets called up, poor Alexa Bliss is going to die. And I like Alexa, but
Alexa.
She's going to be the first.
I want her to kill Sasha Banks.
That's going to be next as well.
Well, it's probably going to be Sasha or Bailey that's going to get murdered by her, unfortunately.
I'd say all three is probably going to get murdered by her.
Oh, Alexa will get murdered by her too.
Alexa's
but
gonna get murdered. Sasha's gonna get murdered. Bailey's gonna get murdered. Nia Jax
You know,
might get murdered.
it's just sad though that fucking Eva Marie isn't there.
Oh, she would have took Eva Marie to school.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now I'm no Vince McMahon and I'm not one of these fucking marks, but I would say this: if Asuka ever would have gotten in the ring with Eva Marie, that is one match I would have masturbated to in pleasure, seeing Eva Marie get just to see. That would give me pleasure to see Eva Marie get her ass kicked. Oh yes, kick that bitch's ass!
You're gonna have one of those moments from that one Raw where he falls over on the chair.
It basically be exactly what Vince McMahon did in the gorilla position when if he would have sent Strowman to kill the cruiserweights.
Oh, geez.
Oh God.
Yeah, you get him, pal.
Yeah, you get him, pal. Oh, God.
Can you imagine if they do the superstar shakeup like they want to do, or they're starting to do, as you can see, and they move Braun Strowman to 205 Live?
Like, I'm trying to picture the guys standing there pulling, like, next up, Braun Strowman goes to, 205 Live?
What are you talking about, pal? Of course he only weighs 205 pounds.
Well, it's
Enzo weighs 205 pounds. Hell, that would be his first opponent. Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh gosh. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that. I'm really hoping that they get some more women in there. I guess Nia Jax turned on fucking.
Yeah, she did. After what's her name won, she dropped her. She lifted her up, but then dropped her on her head.
Who's the baby face in this one?
I assume Nia Jax.
I would assume so, but first of all, I gotta say, Alexa in that fucking No Mercy ad. Give me a minute. Okay, yeah. Anyway, just now I'm confused because obviously Alexa's supposed to be the heel, but Nia Jax was being groomed as the monster heel, and now it's just like, what?
I guess they need. Well, think about it. If Asuka's still not going to be able to come up for another 2 months, so they need.
Yeah,
someone,
so I get the feeling Asuka's going to be the one to beat Nia Jax.
Yeah, so they need someone to allow keep Alexa busy.
Yeah, that makes sense, and I think having Nia Jax as the champion would actually work. And they've already got her built up to work as a heel. So if Nia Jax is the baby face, that kind of sort of works. No one's gonna not cheer for her anyway because it's Asuka.
Yeah.
So, and not much happened.
I got nothing.
I say that's pretty much it. Not much happened on SmackDown. The Usos beat the New Day, but they haven't confirmed any type. But they haven't confirmed there would be stipulation. Rumor is it's going to be a cage match, and then Nakamura will fight for #1 contender next week.
Yeah, there was.
What happened?
I just would like to say,
I
wouldn't mind too much if Tamina and Lana were to do it, and somehow those 2 little homos that do the fashion falls that everyone seems to love, which I think is bullshit because that show sucks. It's nothing but a ripoff of Twin Peaks, but not done very well.
That's.
Hold on a second.
I'm actually thinking Fuji Vice. But
I was going to say first of all, that's kind of the point.
Yeah, it smells like the
Never
fashion
has there been a
files,
more
too.
fitting name for a team.
Oh man!
I think John's gonna die from his own smells tonight. So
Yeah, probably.
And anyway, I hope I see Lana and Tamina kiss. Just make out.
Oh boy! Well, we did.
And then what's better? You can bring in fucking Ron Simmons for his obligatory payday and have him just say "damn" when he sees it.
Will you stop?
Will you stop? Is the proper term, but that's probably the only thing I would agree with.
Oh yeah, I think no one's not going to disagree with you with that one.
That just come out and say, "Damn!" That's fine. We can have that. We can have that. Just don't mind me. I've been watching way too much Southpaw Regional ever since the second set came out.
That was just waiting for season 2.
That's what actually happens when you let the boys book.
It's like it's like when you actually have faith in what the boys are able to do. The boys can produce magic. Gee, I wonder where this came from. Oh, right, wrestling since it began.
Well, wrestling's been doing that for years too, though.
ECW let it go on. Pretty much let go of all restrictions. That's the biggest difference.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we got Tex Ferguson. We didn't get Sex Ferguson.
Yeah.
And Sex Ferguson Tex Ferguson is a derivative of the other character. They are both Luke Gallows characters. He did actually use the Sex Ferguson character in the Indies before he became Luke Gallows in the WWE.
Just like Edge with Sexton Hardcastle.
Yes, but that's for a different reason.
I'm surprised they didn't bring out Edge to be part of Southpaw. They'll have to be a different name, of course.
Okay.
Say again?
It'll probably be fucking because, he wants too much money.
Well, they dug up fucking Santino Marella for the one thing that he was there for.
What, Santino was in there?
Yep. For like 1.5 seconds.
Who was he?
He was probably himself, but he was there. It was the point where Dewey reveals that he's there.
Yeah, I'm about to say, isn't that Michael Hayes?
No, not Michael Hayes. The point where everyone starts going, Dewey, and then you see Dewey, which was Adam Pearce, and then you see that four square of people where it's Debbie Desperado, it's Natty and Renee and I think it's Renee Beret, fucking Daniel Bryan and someone else. The lower left-hand square is Santino Marella. Shit. The upper right was the referee. The upper right was the referee that people say is blind and deaf. Which by the way, that was the best fucking ripoff of the Wrestle Rock Rumble rap I've ever heard.
The first episode.
The first episode. That was hilarious.
I wish there was season 3 right now.
Oh god. Well, they got to find the right sponsors for that shit. They got to find the right sponsors.
Because that's the thing. It's done by the boys, but sponsored by someone. What you call it? Season 1 was KFC. Season 2 was Axe.
Old Spice.
Old Spice, my bad.
Old Spice. But and you can't do the Ric Flair. You can't do the Ric Flair being the Ric Flair impersonator joke twice.
Well, they did. Remember, this time it was AJ Styles as
Well, no. But he wasn't talking about Old Spice. He was the used car salesman, which is what they did back then. They used to do
damn
car ads. But did you finally shit out that kidney stone you were trying to get out?
You ever have that fart where your pants still feel warm a little bit afterwards?
Sadly, I know what he's talking about.
Same eyes. So I'm trying to roll on with a new topic.
That's why I wanted to get back to fucking Southpaw. Fucking oh gosh, just the. Jericho as Clint Bobsky being the lecher that apparently he is. God,
hey, we got to see the pre-drunk freaking Lance Cameron and Chet Cheddarfield before he got drunk.
Pre-drunk Chet Cheddarfield. We get to see the buildup of what actually happened between Susan and
Chet.
And Chet, although I get the feeling that the truth was actually she said yes and then decided to get Gardner to get him to stop. That's kind of what I get.
That's the only bad thing. If you're going to do season 3, you have to go back even further. Because you can't go
they-
forward.
Well, they've left. Well, it's only through August, so they've left a space in between
August and
September and February to do this. So they could do something there to see how Lance Catamaran
pretty much start to lose
starts getting pissy and pining for the 6-week job that he had in
at
Utica.
Unico.
In Utica, which apparently was 12 years before fucking Southpaw.
Oh damn!
So
there's actually a story surrounding Southpaw.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's actually kind of funny how deep it is. It's actually kind of deep. It's actually kind of deep how far it goes down the rabbit hole. It's kind of funny.
It sounds like a demented DM's D&D campaign.
Well, yeah, really. But I mean, it's also like fucking shit. I mean,
so again, who knows how long they've been doing it? They could have been doing the Southpaw gimmick, because remember, this is an idea from the boys from shit they do backstage. So this could have been going on for years without any of us knowing.
Oh, sure. Well, like I say, Tex.
Well, of course, we all text sex.
The Chad Too Bad character is while it's kind of based off of Michael Hayes. Chad Too Bad was actually somebody that Carl Anderson played. He actually wrestled as Chad Too Bad in WWE as enhancement talent. That's where the name came from. Tex on the other hand, and I never thought I would actually say get a High Spots DVD, but this one I would shell out money for just because it's him. Just because it's Luke Gallows in the Sex Ferguson character attempting to go through a 30-pack of Coors Light, which I wouldn't suggest anybody go through.
I wouldn't suggest anyone drinking Coors Light.
Coors Light, which, by the way, remember that Sex Ferguson prefers Natty Light.
I would say if you're going to drink Coors Light, you might as well just drink out of your toilet after you drink Coors Light. You'll get the same taste.
Have you ever had Natural Light beer?
Is it worse?
Yes. We're getting the AC again, John.
I think he fell asleep.
No, I'm right here.
I know we're boring, John, but for crying out loud,
don't worry. We're going to talk about some football in a couple of minutes, John. I even have
something I need to talk about real quick because I was actually finalizing Lewis's new phone.
Okay.
Okay. Now, fucking R.D. Reynolds has been sitting there bitching that there's really nothing more to put to Wrestle Crap. And I found something today that I don't think he ever inducted yet.
Oh.
And I got to see on YouTube if this is actually, if somebody ever uploaded it. But I have a few whole years of WCW Worldwide on my computer. And this is another thing that's wrong with the fucking business today, too. How nothing's believable. And this is an example. Once upon a time, fucking Arn Anderson was in a feud with Eric Watts. I know, shocking.
Oh God!
Oh no!
Was this while he was Marty Lundy, or was this when he was actually Arn Anderson?
No, in '93.
Oh no! I'm gonna get a Sprite. I need one. Just from hearing that,
I've even switched back to the pro wrestling card because this is going to be interesting.
So yeah, now they did this angle. I couldn't get the complete gist of it. I think it's Arn wasn't supposed to lay his hand, or was forbidden from fucking coming near Watts or some stupid shit like that. I forget how it started, but because I actually woke up, because I took a nap after I came back from getting my testing done today. Mm-hmm. But I actually put on some Worldwide to go to sleep, and I actually woke up right at the segment starting. Now, one thing I will give this segment, and probably the only compliment I'm going to give this segment, is that unlike Dusty getting his hand broken from the baseball bat, they actually learned from their mistakes and actually decided to shoot this using a video camera and not a professional camera crew. because that was the big issue I had with the Horseman angle where they broke Dusty's hand on the truck. Was okay. Why is there a professional camera crew there to capture all this if it's supposed to be a casual moment? But anyway, it starts with Eric Watts giving this little girl an autograph. He's finishing up, the whole give her a hug, give her a kiss type of bullshit. Now they're promoting this as found footage, like this guy actually sent it in. But anyway, it's just that's another mistake. It's supposed to be found footage, supposed to be a amateur video, but yeah, he can focus the camera right on Arn Anderson's car as it pulls up. So Arn Anderson comes out of the fucking car and starts charging at Watson there, and he's attacking him, beating up against the hood. And just as he's about to smash the door into fucking Watts' head, Watts counters and smashes the door into fucking Arn Anderson's leg. Now obviously you're going to think that, okay, it's a street fight, it's found footage, okay, they must be doing, they're doing something right. But no. The next thing fucking Eric Watts does is put Arn Anderson in an STF. An STF for a fucking literally a street fight. Now I ask you, if you're in a bar fight, right, or in a fight in general, are you going to go for a ground and pound, or are you going to put an STF on somebody?
I'm going to go for a ground and pound unless I know I have the victim dead to rights. Then I'll put them in lock to torture them.
But still, why would your first instinct be in the street? That's how that you can tell. That's where this whole thing went to shit. Your first instinct, now mind you, this is supposed to be believable as a sneak attack, on the street, mind you. And the first thing fucking Eric Watts does, he's a face also, mind you. He decides to put a fucking STF on an already injured Arn Anderson. Because apparently a door is enough for Arn Anderson to completely blow out his knee.
Mm.
And all of a sudden the cops show up, and it's got to be some of the fakest cops I've ever seen, taking Eric Watts, just literally almost running with him and throwing him into the fucking car while they attend to Arn Anderson, which is the fucking guy who attacked him in the first place. So not only did they fuck up a fucking street fight, literally, but they also fucked up who was supposed to be the babyface and who was supposed to be the heel.
Well, that's WCW.
Yeah. That is...
It's like the whole thing was that Eric Watts didn't want to sell enough, or or either that or Bill or Cowboy Bill was trying to make his boy like Superman. When if normal people were booking it, it would have been Arn attacked fucking Eric Watts and left him laying out, and Arn was the one that got arrested.
Mm.
And funny, even though and by the way, the fucked up part the most, you seen on the tape, literally 2 minutes, like literally 30 seconds ago, that fucking Eric Watts just got arrested, and not one mention of the fucking arrest on WCW TV. Not one. And yet that's not inducted as wrestle crap?
Maybe. Well, I'll be fair. Wrestle crap has been going on since I was nearly in high school, so it's over 15 years. Maybe RD's losing his touch.
But then again, I always watch the older stuff because I can't stand the newer stuff.
Good point.
But still, it's like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah.
You know?
I remember one time...
I have to clip that video because I don't see it on YouTube. I have to clip that video and literally show you guys because you guys won't fucking believe it.
Oh, speaking of wrestle crap, I completely forgot about this. I completely and totally forgot about this. So yesterday, I'm on Facebook, and lo and behold, a buddy of mine posts something about Marty Jannetty.
Oh.
What do you do now?
You didn't hear
Well-
this?
You didn't hear about this. So apparently Marty Jannetty has a daughter.
Well, apparently the daughter's not blood related, but it's still
And apparently
his
the daughter is not actually blood related. So he decided to take to social media and ask
No,
to
God,
ask if he should fuck her.
no.
Damn, dude. They sound like.
I think I know where this is going, and
Yeah, let me
if it
see if I can-
is, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah,
Since she
it's
is
going
hot.
there.
It
Did he
went
fuck his daughter?
No, thank God, but-
No. He is asking if he should.
Oh my god!
Now they aren't blood related.
Oh my
but
god!
just like dude, he took so he, and I feel sorry for Jannetty. His body is so fucked from wrestling that I mean I'm sure his mind is just as fucked. But it's
Let
like,
me see. I have the link right here. Give me a second.
you mentioned
Because
wrestle-
I think it's the same. I think it's the same friend.
show up again.
I think it's the same friend we're talking about. Will.
Yeah, it
The
is.
fact
It
that
is.
you even think it's okay to fuck your daughter.
There's the link.
There's the link.
Oh my fucking god! What the hell?
Now
Yeah.
you do.
I'm
Now
gonna
you-
share this with Lewis and see what he has to say.
Now you do have to read now you do have to read what Jannetty posted in order to understand.
Yeah, at
what's
the
going
bottom of the
on.
article is actually, I think, a Twitter or a Facebook post by Marty.
It's a Facebook post.
It's a Facebook by Party with a picture of his daughter on it.
Yeah. They aren't actually blood related, but it's just like, wait, what?
Well, then again, in his defense, and I can't believe I'm saying this, we're a society that just had a fucking Game of Thrones episode where an aunt and a nephew had sex. So anything is possible, I'm guessing, in this fucking fucked up world. Then again, this world, this is the same world that, praises science, except when it comes to saying it's two genders.
I will say this too. Let's not forget Vince McMahon tried to put incest into his own family
I
on the.
remember that.
I'm sorry, but there's just too much of it. Also, I was watching What Culture today, and they actually did something about one of the guys in the past trying to also do an incest angle, and I'm like, what is your obsession, Vince? What is your obsession?
I just.
Well, Kurt Angle did want to
I-
have bestiality sex with Charmel, but
I had a rant on Colin Kaepernick. That's gone. And I do remember the story because.
What, you mean I actually beat out a football story with something wrestling related? Yes.
I just want to fucking. Sometimes in this world, I just want to just drink a bottle of bleach and end it all.
Oh God.
And that's because of shit like this. It's like if I was suicidal, if I was really suicidal, this would probably, and I'm looking for a reason to finally have the courage to pull the plug. This is something I would read before I do it.
That's a terrible thing to read, I would think, but oh God. It's just
I don't want to live anymore
And
with this.
it's not like this article is new to me because, as I said, it's the same friend me and Will are talking about.
No, you know what's the fucked up part the most about this?
What?
Apparently, they have Jannetty as being New Jersey based. So again, another black guy to this wonderful Garden State.
We already
I'm
have the
surprised
ultimate black guy. He's called Chris Christie.
As if things couldn't get any worse.
I'm surprised you still are called the Garden State, considering all the bullshit that happens there.
gosh. So yes, so John, I have you to thank for you to remind me on what other shit Wrestle Crap missed, and here it is. This
article
See, RD, there's shit you still haven't covered yet.
And this is only 6 days old.
Yeah.
How? Oh, why? Why?
And even then, I'm looking at the picture. On the Johnny Blaze scale, she ranks about maybe a 6 or a 7.
Really?
She-
That's it?
I've seen hotter.
What was it? Who does anybody here watch The Legend of Neil?
I used to.
Okay. It was at the beginning when Neil gets sucked into the world, and he realizes that Zelda's here, Princess Zelda, and immediately the question that he asks old man is she hot? And the immediate answer that old man gives is she's fuckable. Yes, she's about a 6 or a 7, but she's about a 7 or an 8. But you, sir, may not have anything. You look like a 6. Or a 5. Look, anyway.
Wow.
Old man was awesome, as well as old man, but we won't get into that. Yeah, just oh gosh, just this post, because it looks like a guy who has had one too many concussions.
But still, that's another thing. You look at Marty Jannetty now, and you look at this girl, and it's like, as a fucking 20-something-year-old woman, how do you find a piece of shit like that attractive?
She probably doesn't, because even if they're not biologically related, she still sees as her father.
No, according to Marty, he says they both want to do it.
Then what's holding them back? I mean, if they want to and they find out they're not really... I'm sorry to say this. If they've been wanting to do it and they got this result, why didn't that stop them just doing it the minute they found the results? Because it also makes me feel like, why are they asking now?
Not for nothing, I take Marty's word with the biggest grain of salt you can get, but go ahead, John.
I know why, because maybe he finally had a rare, like a very rare, I mean like a solar eclipse type of rare moment of sobriety where he thought, something, there's consequences to this.
Well, we did have the solar eclipse a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the question that has to be asked. How is that someone who is this fucked up actually finally decided to ask this on Facebook, and decide this was a good idea? And I'm like... You
just answered your own question. He's that fucked up.
You just answered your own question.
Exactly.
But then again, that's how fucked up he, in a way, still is, because because here's the thing. You're really going to ask a morality question on social media.
On fucking Facebook.
On Facebook. Actually, I think it was on Twitter. No,
it's thing. No. Facebook would have been one thing. Twitter is another. Just imagine if this guy had actually figured out what Tumblr was.
Oh, God.
No. Can you imagine if this question was asked on 4chan?
I'm sure this has already been spread to 4chan.
Or AMA or Reddit.
Yeah.
Reddit?
Yeah, pretty much.
Reddit in general. If he went on to the internet subreddit, I just can't imagine.
Wait a minute, I gotta. Hopefully, I get this before it goes off, because there's something that Ty needs to share.
Okay.
When we're talking about Marty Jannetty or anything like this, where the hell is it? No, damn it, that's not it.
Why?
I was about to share the. There we go. We go.
Okay, let's see.
Oh.
There we go.
Yeah,
that pretty much does it now.
Yeah, I find that appropriate.
Oh wait, I have to actually put the picture up. Hold on.
That almost feels like the perfect way to end the show, just with that picture.
I literally, hopefully as soon, I'm going to go through my Coliseum tapes this weekend, make a best of Marty Jannetty, and put that.
Oh God!
Just because I can.
You know what?
Well,
Get
well,
that video
well oh God, I can't even respond.
John, if
And
you
by
do
the
it-
way, for those of you listening on audio only, for whatever reason, it's the Pedo Bear seal of approval.
Oh, John, I'll only say this: if you legitimately make that video, please post it on the channel. I want to share this.
It was basically a best of the rockers, and I put that sticker on there.
Because you
Oh,
can't really do a best of Marty Jannetty. That only lasted 1 year in WWE. So
I say 1 year. I was about to say 1 or 2 matches.
That's what I said, best of the rockers.
oh, John.
I
You
had
are-
a football segment, but that's gone away now. I had a rant on Colin Kaepernick, pointing
that's
out the
gone away now.
pointing out the protest they had at the NFL office a couple of weeks ago. That's gone away now.
You mean that I successfully
Derailed
blocked any
derailed
that
it.
spook on this show? Good.
Derailed the part.
I derailed it. You further derailed it, John.
Like,
I
Wilson,
just got the engine to buck off the railing. You had it buck off the railing into the train station.
I was about to say, Will sent the train off the tracks. You just sent the train all the way off the cliff.
Yeah.
With the people still inside and a nuclear bomb in the caboose. Oh.
I think we're going to end it here. Because I went from going, oh my God, I can't believe these people compared Colin Kaepernick to Eli Manning, to Pedo Bear seal of approval.
Pedo their seal of approval and
Wow,
Marty.
how ironic this is playing. Hold on a second. That's the Marty Jannetty song after his daughter walks away. Huh?
Until next week. I'm pretty sure this episode is going to get blackballed, but watch it while you can.
This is immediately going up on Daily Motion.
It's literally I put on my music mix that I made a couple years ago.
No,
Some of my favorite songs.
No, not the music. Pretty much the end segment when we were talking about Marty. That's what I'm going to
And fucking and basically I've had it on while we were doing the shows this way. While we're doing the show, I can basically list what I have in there so I can make a second one. And as we're talking about Marty Jannetty, this song popped up.
Which
So,
is
yeah.
almost ironic. And till next week,
You know, and by the way, you want to be funnier? Imagine Marty Jannetty singing it while his daughter's walking away. Oh, wait a minute! There's another. You know,
Oh God!
I just if I don't mention this, I'm going to get heat for it later.
Oh, what is it, John?
But there is another heart song that can go along with that. That's even more appropriate.
Oh gosh.
Scarlett, this one's for you. There is a song called "All I Want to Do Is Make Love to You."
we've heard of it. It's not exactly unfamous.
Yeah, we've heard that.
And I'm sure that fucking whenever that article gets mentioned about Jannetty and his daughter,
Oh, fucking A, John.
The lows keep getting lower on this show.
Wait! I thought we already at the Earth's core at this rate.
No.
there's a million songs we can imagine Marty Jannetty singing to this girl.
No, we've drilled through the
Including-
center of the Earth, out the other side, and down to Mars.
Oh, that's not over
No.
yet.
Oh.
Including the Two Life Crew classic. I just want. Hey, we want some pussy.
Ty.
And there's the classic.
Ty.
I can yell song. Put it in your
I
mouth.
don't know where the end button is. But I think I'm going to hit this thing that says stop recording and just upload this to YouTube.
But then again, there's that Canadian commercial that says, don't put it in your mouth.
Good night, everyone.
Don't put it in your mouth.
Hopefully we'll see you next week.
Well, we're still here.
Goodbye.